Good evening and welcome to Easy Friday, where we bring you the stories shaping the week from Kenya and around the globe. Tonight, Interior Cabinet Secretary Kithure Kindiki assures the nation that Kenya remains steadfast in upholding press freedom, terming it as a cornerstone of our democracy. And in the health sector, clinical officers issue a 7-day strike notice, raising concerns over the unmet agreements and delays reforms in healthcare. We'll have these stories plus the latest in business, sports and entertainment. Stay tuned for all that and more right here on Easy Friday. But first, here are the highlights.
We believe in the freedom of the media. We endeavor to protect it. Our constitution has guaranteed these freedoms.
Deputy President Kithure Kindiki says the government will defend the Fourth Estate at all costs.
Our advisory council sat yesterday and directed us that if in the next 3 weeks this discrimination and exclusion under SHA is not going to be resolved, on 23rd of December, clinic officers, all of us, shall be downing our tool.
Clinicians demand reforms at the Social Health Authority, threatening to down tools if demands are not met. And parenting at its best. See how couples in Asembo, Siaya County are trained in child nurturing techniques. For those following with the help of sign language, our sign language interpreter tonight is Brian Muraru. Now, Deputy President Kithure Kindiki says the government will take action on any excesses meted out to the media. The country's second-in-command made the remarks when he presided over the official opening of the annual Editors' Convention in Nakuru. The convention, held once every year, is organized by the Kenya Editors Guild and will see editors convene for 5 days to share ideas in line with this year's theme of innovative storytelling that can build public trust and drive change in the digital world.
Occasionally there will be infractions. The problem is when we do not address those infractions. For the journalist who was hurt, I will be following up on where we are, and I want to undertake, Madam President and the rest of the colleagues here, that we are going to follow up to ensure justice is done and establish who did this and bring that person to account.
Moving on to matters health, the Kenya Union of Clinical Officers has issued a 3-week strike notice citing discrimination by the Social Health Authority. The union chairperson Peterson Wachira, while addressing the press in Naivasha during the union's annual general meeting, said over 30,000 of their members will down their tools from the 23rd of December if the government does not include them in the rollout of the Social Health Insurance Fund.
Speaking during the union's annual general meeting in Naivasha, the clinical officers led by their chairperson Peterson Wachira accused the Social Health Authority of locking them out in the provision of services.
What we are seeing coming from the board is exclusion of clinic officers, exclusion from contracting the facilities owned by clinic officers and registered by the Clinic Officers Council.
As we speak now, many of our patients have not had surgeries done because there are no we cannot do the pre-authorization for us to get services done.
Wachira warned of a collapse of the health sector due to poor management by senior officers from the Social Health Authority who had introduced a new funding model.
This crisis has come with the rollout of SHA. Under NHIF, our facilities were contracted. There was no problem. They were seeing patients under NHIF. But when SHA came in, they decided they can only take the licenses from KMPDC. But the law actually says the SHA law directs them to take licenses from all relevant regulatory bodies.
The Kenya Union of Clinical Officers strike notice comes a day after the Kenya Medical Practitioners, Pharmacists and Dentists Union called on all intern doctors to withdraw their services from December over job frustrations.
This discrimination and exclusion under SHA is not going to be resolved. On 23rd of December, clinical officers, all of us, shall be downing our tools.
Martini Maslin for Easy Friday.
The World Bank has released 10 billion shillings for the Biovax Institute vaccine factory in Nairobi's industrial area. Biovax CEO Michael Luciola says once operationalized, the factory will have the capacity to produce 30 million vaccine doses annually that prioritize primary immunization.
Next year, early 2025, we should have completed the civil engineering, the enabling works in preparation for the assembly and the installation of the machinery and the equipment for fill finish, supported by the funding from the World Bank.
$80 million for this infrastructure development for this Biovax will make sure that we not only for Kenya, but East and Central and Sub-Saharan Africa, we make a cold storage. And by that way, it will be income generation, because storage is money also. So that we know we want to two types of, one is the money outsourcing, another is inside money generation, resources generation to take ahead the way forward of manufacturing unit.
President William Ruto has called for the removal of trade barriers within countries of the East African community to create a bigger market for goods and services from the member countries. The president, who attended the 24th Ordinary Summit of the East African Heads of State in Arusha, Tanzania, also urged member countries to contribute in fostering peace and security for stability in the region.
President William Ruto on Friday attended the 24th Ordinary Summit of the East African Heads of State in Arusha, Tanzania. The president urging East African Community member states to consider removing all trade barriers to boost cross-border commerce and accelerate economic integration.
As East Africans, we demand that we complete this journey of consolidating this East Africa into what our forefathers thought about.
You see, when we talk of integration, it's not an emotional thing. It's not that I want to be with the Kenyans, I want to be with the Tanzanians, I'm dying to be with this one. No. You need it for your wealth creators. If your wealth creators produce a good or a service, who will buy that good and service sustainably and on a big scale?
The president also called on the member states to commit on forging peace and security in the conflict-torn countries, including South Sudan, DRC and Somalia, to enhance regional stability.
Between President Museveni, myself, my brother Hassan Sheikh, and the Prime Minister Abiy, we are planning to have a meeting to also reduce the tensions that currently are in the Horn of Africa.
In Somalia today, we started the reconstruction of the country, and almost every sector, the technicians, the engineers, technologists are mainly from the East African countries.
He disclosed that Kenya has already created a platform dubbed South Sudanese to Mine Initiative for warring parties in South Sudan to engage in talks.
And we will spare no effort in deploying our capabilities, our abilities to secure our region as we focus on what helps us to grow.
Other heads of states, including Uganda's Yoweri Museveni and Samia Suluhu of Tanzania, call for more collaboration and cooperation, saying EAC is the biggest trade bloc in the continent. Giverson Minor, Easy Friday.
The Kenya Society of Deaf Children has called on the government to hasten the process of passing the People Living with Disabilities Bill 2023 in order to advance rights, accessibility and opportunities for deaf individuals across the nation. The officials also advocated for regional networking among deaf communities to share knowledge, exchange best practices and build stronger support systems for deaf individuals across the country.
During the Africa Conference on Deafness 2024 in Nairobi, Rhoda Kabiti, Chief Executive Officer of Kenya Society for Deaf Children, said deaf persons needed to be integrated into the workforce and reinforced the idea of being capable individuals.
If our deaf persons are qualified, we need them to be also employed like any other person. We know there is 5% for the persons living with a disability to be employed in ministries. But when we go to those ministries, yes, they are trying, though the 5% is not there yet, but it is very rare to find a deaf person.
She spoke even as the government spokesperson maintained that Kenya has made tremendous progress in the protection of the disabled.
We also, once again, want to say that we celebrate 20 years of inclusion of persons with disabilities in governance. And there are a lot of gains that have been made today. As we speak, quite a number of persons with disabilities have been registered formally by the government. We have had cash transfers now to persons with disabilities, severe disabilities, from 10 per constituency to the current number of about 61,000. And we aim at about 100,000 and making it universal.
The Africa Conference on Deafness 2024 was used to push for the empowerment of deaf teachers to improve educational outcomes for deaf children, particularly at the primary school level. Stakeholders opined that investment in rehabilitative and educational technologies is vital in improving the quality of deaf individuals in both primary and higher education. Christine Matunda for Easy Friday.
Thank you, Christine. And that report takes us to a short, fast break right here on Easy Friday. We'll be back. Do not go too far.
Wewe bro, nipatie hiyo risiti ya items. Wazi wazi.
Cheki, mimi sina ado hizo
Excuse, niletee risiti yangu ya items. Asante.
Ani pesa ngapi? 3,000.
Hebu nisaidie na ile risiti ya items.
Nimeshinda mil. I'm the latest millionaire. Marry me, baby.
Yes! Guys, nimeshinda laptop. Nimeshinda TV 50 inches.
Nice na Risiti Legit promotion kutoka KRA. Download Risiti Legit app, scan QR code kwenye risiti yako, ujishindie zawadi kem kila wiki. Kuna grand prize ya milioni 3 kwa washindi watatu, milioni kila mmoja.
Christmas ni sahi, ishafika na ni kubwa. Kwani hii Christmas ni bomba na Blue Santa kupitia star 570 hash option 1. Rudia. Star 570 hash option 1. Iko PlayStation 5 na 55 inch TV na iko 500,000 Kenyan shillings. Na mbuzi 1 million Kenyan shillings na Samsung S24 Ultra. Nabuzi moja. Iko 2 million Kenyan shillings na iPhone 16 Pro Max. Nabuzi mbili. Blue Santa amekuja na zawadi kibao. Nani kubwa. Hapa kuna ndogo. Hapa Christmas ni bomba.
Say
Say bye-bye to FOMO, the fear of missing out, by downloading the KBC Online app that gives you access to everything you love. Get the latest news, sport, music, entertainment news, live radio, and so much more at the palm of your hand. To get the app, simply search KBC Mobile Digital App in your Google Play or App Store and download the app. Catch what you want, anytime, anywhere. Stay connected. Stay ahead with KBC Mobile Digital App.
Welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. For those joining us right now, this is Easy Friday. Let's proceed. Now, in a society where the mother plays a bigger chunk of the child care responsibility, religious women across the country, through the Catholic Relief Services and partners, are out to change the narrative by subjecting couples to an 18-month training on child nurturing techniques. Now, as Weekly for Catch reports, the five-pronged project seeks to instill modern parenting techniques and related family values in society.
Stephen Onago and his wife Milka are among the 315 caregivers in Asembosea County who have just graduated from 1.5 years of training on family values, including modern parenting techniques and childcare. Together, the couple has 7 children. Raising the children brought numerous challenges, especially for Milka, who did not get sufficient support from her husband, Stephen. Stephen admits to having had a troubled past until he enlisted for the 18-month-long training.
Mimi nilikuwa tu pale. Wenye walikuwa kazi yao ilikuwa ni kupigana kwa nyumba, kelele, kusumbuana majirani na usiku. Kila wakati ilikuwa ni kelele. Lakini saa hii, it is a nice place to stay.
In a patriarchal society where men wield immense authority over their spouses politically, morally, and economically, Stephen was not actively involved in the day-to-day care for their children. Rather, most of the responsibility was played by his wife, Milka, a reflection of the way of life for many families in the country.
Wakati alikuwa anakujanga akitoka, yeye ni mtu wa ball. Akitoka kienda hata kwa ball, anaweza kuja saa 8 usiku. Anakuja kama amelewa kabisa, hata mlango naye inamshinda kufungua.
However, today the couple fully understands the meaning of shared responsibility thanks to the SCORE ECD project initiated by the Catholic Relief Services and partners.
Mbadilika kabisa. Mtu mwenye sasa unaweza mwambia kitu anaelewa.
Siku hizi sina pesa ati ni pesa yangu, pesa ni yetu.
In the community where we are working, mothers are the one bringing up the children. Where are the fathers?
The project, run through a partnership between religious women and county governments across the country, leverages community health volunteers as well as community care groups to create a nurturing environment for early child development.
And I'm so proud to say that the SMART couple also has helped all our 315 caregivers graduating today to bring their children in a holistic way and a very healthy way.
And as the world marks 16 days of activism against gender-based violence, the project coordinators remain adamant about the ability of the project to deter GBV instigative factors.
We are all advocating to see an end to these cases of femicide.
They say change is inevitable, and this SCORE ECD project is challenging caregivers to adapt to the modern caregiving methods for proper upbringing of children. For Channel 1, I am Wycliffe Okech.
Beautiful. Thank you very much, Wycliffe Okech, for that report. Moving on, poor infrastructure maintenance and inadequate operational standards in billing and revenue collection have been identified as major contributors to high level of non-revenue water supply, hindering access to safe drinking water and sanitization services. Water Sanitation and Irrigation Cabinet Secretary Eric Murithi highlighted these challenges and recommended improving techniques for repair works and eradicating illegal water connections. He made the remarks at the 36th graduation ceremony at the Kenya Water Institute that saw 1,284 graduates celebrate the academic milestone.
For us, the tenets of our 2010 Constitution,
which envisages water as a fundamental human right and that no Kenyan should be left behind. We must tackle barriers to safe drinking water and sanitation services. Among these barriers that urgently need to be addressed is the high level of non-revenue water.
As a ministry, we've started a process of how we can have a concerted effort to reduce non-water revenue and making KEWI that institution that builds the capacity across the country in reduction of non-revenue.
When you get out your diplomas, there's growth. Don't hold back. Continue with your academic life and be great engineers in this country.
If given a chance out there, I'll be able to deliver all the skills that I've been able to attain in this institution.
Savannah Cement Limited proprietor Benson Sandendeta finds himself at the center of a high-profile legal battle, accused of masterminding a $700 million fraud involving a $35 million loan from Absa Bank Kenya PLC. Detained at Muthaiga Police Station over the weekend, Ndeta faces 9 counts of forgery and fraud, charges he vehemently denies.
Appearing before Milimani Principal Magistrate Gilbert Shikwe, the prosecution led by Judy Koech argued that businessman Benson Ndeta fraudulently obtained the loan while purporting to act on behalf of Savannah Cement Limited. They further opposed bail, citing Ndeta as a potential flight risk. In his defense, Ndeta, through his lawyer Cecile Miller, dismissed the allegations as a smear campaign fueled by competitors, particularly following his bid to acquire Bamburi Cement. Miller asserted that the loan in question was a legitimate commercial transaction aimed at expanding Savannah Cement's operation and creating employment opportunities.
Your Honor, most importantly, the application to deny bail sounds indefinite. They didn't say they need 2 days or 3 days. It's like he's going to run away, so deny him bail. Your Honor, it's a strike law that bail is a constitutional right. If they have said they need a day or 2, which is not done, and perhaps, but nothing of that nature has been indicated by the prosecution.
Mumia's East Member of Parliament Peter Salasia urged the court to grant Ndeta bail, arguing that the businessman's endeavors in a competitive business environment should not be criminalized.
Someone who has created job opportunities to many young people, thousands of job opportunities, that he can sleep here instead of going to create job opportunities for other people when they are taking our people from to go and work from Saudi, to go to work to Saudi, Qatar.
Salasia emphasized that Ndeta's standing in the business community and his contribution to the economy was sufficient to assure the court of his commitment to cooperate with the judicial process. Magistrate Shikwe ordered Ndeta to remain in custody until Monday, 2nd of December, when the court will decide on bail terms. Letua Debra for Easy Friday.
The Ministry of Public Service and Human Capital Development is on track to contribute to the national tree planting and growing agenda by planting at least 10,000 seedlings each month in the counties of Kisumu, Siaya and Bungoma counties. Speaking during a tree planting exercise at Got Abieru Forest in Siaya County, Cabinet Secretary Justin Muturi said the exercise will not only benefit the local communities but people beyond because the area is a water catchment area. The CS further called on local communities, civil and faith-based organizations, as well as administrators to actively participate in the exercise to ensure the target by the government is achieved.
And we are happy also that we are doing this when we have abundant rainfall. Both the local community and the administration will see to it that what we do today does not go down to waste.
Yeah, let us go out of our way. We plant trees in our homesteads, within our schools, with whatever space where we can be able to get space.
The government has put in place adequate security measures to ensure the safety of both local and international tourists visiting Mombasa and other coastal areas as the festive season sets in. Speaking after a meeting with the Kenya Coast Tourism Association, Coast Regional Police Commander George Seda affirmed that sufficient security personnel has been deployed across the key areas such as high traffic zones, slum areas, along the beach, hotels and other popular tourist destinations, assuring revelers of their security and safety.
With thousands of local and international visitors trooping to various hotels, apartments, and other tourist establishments in Mombasa and other coastal areas for the holiday season, Coast Regional Police Commander George Seda has assured the revelers of their safety, saying that robust security measures have been implemented.
Any other person who is coming to this region, just feel safe, do your business or rather transact whatever you have come to do with a lot of peace. We have deployed adequately to areas which we think might be having challenges, from the traffic to the slums, along the beaches and hotels. We are going to have security 24 hours. Also, as a strategy, we are adopting what we call the multi-agency approach. Every other security agency within this region is going to be engaged, and clear roles have been assigned each and every department to undertake for this period and continuing to aid to some other days. So my assurance is that all is well.
With areas such as Likoni and Kisauni continuing to experience a surge in criminal activities, Seda guaranteed the public that security teams are working tirelessly to tame the wave of insecurity and ensure a peaceful holiday season.
The enhanced operations, we are going. Then there's an aspect of also sharing the information, which is very prompt. We ventured even to the mosque, even to the churches, so that people should understand the need to have that secure environment. Most of the crimes happening in the society are being committed by the children, by the young people who are below the age of 30. So we are trying to tell them crime is bad. Deviate from that so that we be a good citizens.
Kenya Coast Tourism Association, led by their chairman Victor Shitaka, noted that the season has begun on a high note, with most hotels recording impressive bookings.
I would challenge anybody here to try and make a booking in the hotels. I am thinking that we are going to have an average, and this is average of 90%. I have not said 100% because most of the bigger hotels are already full. So 90% because not all the Airbnbs are full. You can't get an Airbnb now. And you know, in fact, from 3rd to 18th, we also have the East African Parliamentary coming here. So large numbers in the coast.
For Easy Friday, I'm Abdulaziz Abeid.
Moving on, a section of traditional doctors in Kilifi County have appealed to the government to issue them with licenses to allow them to practice traditional treatment. Speaking after launching a research center for traditional herbs in Kongoni Magarini, Tsumanzai, one of the traditional doctors, disclosed that they have been treating diseases that were unable to be handled by medical doctors, and their collaboration with medical doctors will help patients get quality medical services.
Friday morning at Gongoni, Magarini Sub-County, Kilifi County, tens of traditional doctors converged singing Mijikenda traditional songs. The group was launching a research center for traditional herbs. But before the official launch, special prayers were made and offerings to appease the gods were brought forth. Addressing the media, the group appealed for recognition by the government due to fear of attack by residents who acknowledged them as witch doctors.
Tukiwa katika jimbo la Kilifi, tunahimiza gavana wetu Mung'aro uweze tilia manani mambo haya ya mila na desturi. Manake mila na desturi ndio kiungo muhimu katika nchi mzima. Na pia tunahimiza rais, tunaona kweli unatambua mambo ya utamaduni. Na kwa sababu unatambua mambo ya utamaduni, pia tunakwambia uweze tilia mkazo hili jambo la waganga na madaktari waweze shirikiana.
Tsumanzai, one of the traditional doctors, added that collaboration with doctors will help save lives, adding that they have been treating diseases that were beyond medical knowledge.
Naweza kuja kule tumbo lako linakusumbua. Ukija kwangu mimi kuna dawa za kuchemsha, kuna dawa za kukanyaga upite, nasikia utakunywa. Sindano yangu mimi naweza nikuchanje. Ukionekana umechanjwa mahali ni mchawi huyu. tabidi ulale kiwasiwasi, maana kwa safatwa ukaja kuanza kutiwa mikwara.
Na support sana kuwa waganga wawe wanaelimishwa, wawe tunafanya kazi nao pamoja kwa ukaribu, ili waweze kujua na kugundua, kufahamu hizi ndo dalili za magonjwa fulani ambayo athari zake ni hizi na huduma yake ya kwanza ni hii, na hivi ndivyo ambavyo tunafaa kufanya.
The research center, they said, will help them learn more about traditional herbs.
Hichi kituo tumekizindua na tunataka sote tushirikiane ili tuweze kutambua uganga na pia waganga waweze kukaribia mambo ya hospitali.
Kasichana Masha, Easy Friday.
Do you have a complaint, or is something just not adding up with your pension scheme? It's easy to file a complaint directly with the Retirement Benefits Authority, and it's absolutely free. Just visit www.complaints.rba.go.ke and follow the prompts to file your complaint. RBA will acknowledge your complaint within 7 working days. Your complaint will be reviewed and addressed within 30 working days. Your time and peace of mind are important, and anyone dissatisfied with the decision of RBA can appeal to the Independent Retirement Benefits Appeals Tribunal. RBA is here to listen and resolve your complaint promptly, because your retirement should be stress-free. For more information, visit our website www.rba.go.ke, call our toll-free line 0800 720 300 or email info@rba.go.ke. Secure your future. Secure your peace of mind. RBA, safeguarding your retirement benefits.
The Kenya Medical Training College, KMTC, is delighted to announce its 93rd graduation ceremony scheduled for Thursday, December 5th, 2024 at the Moi International Sports Center, Kasarani, Nairobi from 8 a.m. Graduates are reminded to pay a non-refundable graduation fee of 4,000 shillings using the payment details provided on the screen. Graduation gowns can be collected at the college headquarters, and the graduation booklet is available for download on the KMTC website. For more details on the graduation, training programs, intakes and application procedures, visit www.kmtc.ac.ke. KMTC, training for better health.
Mamlaka ya ukusanyaji ushuru nchini inakuletea kampeni ya umma ya G-Nice na Risiti Legit. Thibitisha risiti yako ukitumia app ya Risiti Legit, upate nafasi ya kuibuka mshindi wa zawadi kemkem kama vile shilingi milioni 1 pesa taslim, laptops, televisheni ya inchi 50, smartphones na zawadi zingine. Alhamisi tarehe 28, kutana nasi mjini Embu, Runyenjes, Siakago, Manyata, Kiritiri Market na Mbere. Kutana na msafara wetu wa Meru, maeneo ya Chuka, Nkubu na Meru Town tarehe 29 Ijumaa. Tarehe 30 siku ya Jumamosi tutaanzia Meru Town, Nchiru, Kianjai, Mutwate na Maua Town. Pata app ya Risiti Legit kwa Google Play Store au App Store kwa maelezo ya kuingia katika mashindano ya Risiti Legit. G-Nice na Risiti Legit. KRA, tulipe ushuru tujitegemee.
Ungependa kuwa mshindi na Lucky Box? Ni rahisi sana.
Bonyeza *463# uwe mshindi.
Na Tungo vile Talanta wanakutana hapa Mwangaza. Mwangaza Mwangaza.
Maisha huwa milima. Ni milima na mabonde.
Matumizi ya simu yamekuwa na athari kubwa zaidi ambazo ni hasi kuliko faida. Je, ni kweli?
Zimechangia kudanganyifua mtihani hasa katika shule za msingi, upili.
Kila mtu anaweza kuwa mshindi. Bonyeza *463# uwe mshindi.
Kuchagua box ni kuchagua chapa.
Kumbuka, kila unapocheza Lucky Box unasaidia watoto kusoma.
running this race called life because some of my friends who dated you are not around anymore.
Storia anxiety attacks.
Yes.
It's like it's very common among the creatives.
Very rampant. Just a survivor or somebody who's experienced these things, anxiety and depression, and by the grace of God, lived to tell about it. My dad went missing when I was 7 years old.
Okay.
And so that has been an issue.
Just disappeared.
Just disappeared. You're like 8 siblings. Your breadwinner ameishia. Firstborn ako form 2. You are the 7th child. I was barely starting school. Everything we had is reduced to ashes.
Wow.
We are internally displaced. Sasa tuko IDPs. Tunaletwa na military trucks to Nakuru.
Welcome back to Easy Friday. Now, 110 young people drawn from Garbatula and Kina wards in Isiolo County have received free vocational training in various trades. Details on this and other stories making headlines in our county news roundup.
The graduation ceremony was the culmination of a 3-month training in masonry, plumbing, hairdressing, mobile phone repairs, and electrical installation. It was offered through the partnership of Isiolo County Government, Mashinani Works, Nyeri National Polytechnic, and the Northern Rangelands Trust.
Hivi majuzi walipeleka hii mambo ya certification juu sana. Mumesikia mkielezwa na principal wetu wa Laikipia North ya kwamba tulipoanza tulikuwa tunapatiana certificates ambaye ni internal. Haiko recognized. Lakini sasa kupitia Nyeri sasa imekuwa recognized nationally.
Meanwhile, youths in Homa Bay have been encouraged to prioritize talent development as a means to stay clear of drug abuse while achieving personal growth and success.
If you are somebody who takes drugs, you'll be tested when you go to play in international games and you'll be banned from the game. The same way we tell you, don't get into those kind of things. Drug abuse, there must be self-discipline.
If we nurture this talent, we are headed to greatness.
In Migori, the county government has unveiled plans to construct a modern market in Awendo.
Kwa mheshimiwa governor wa hapa ili kusudi Awendo market ijengwe na mabarabara ya sehemu hii yote ionekane mahali pa binadamu kuishi.
In a related development, 2 county executives and the county secretary in Trans Nzoia County have been fired for poor performance, even as ward representatives were accused of being used politically.
Nimesikitishwa sana na vitendo ambao MCA wetu wamekuwa wakifanya. Sisi hatukuchagua MCAs waende wasumbue governor. Tulichagua MCA waende wafanye kazi na governor wetu.
In Kiambu, the county assembly members have cried the abduction of their colleague Christopher Ireri Kamau and his family.
The information we have is that Honorable Ireri was attending a funeral at Ngarariga village in his ward yesterday together with other leaders, which funeral was unfortunately marred by fracas and chaos.
Finally, in Limuru, the family of the late Erastus Muigai has denounced the violence that disrupted the burial ceremony in the presence of former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua and demanded a probe into it.
Wale ambaye wataweza kuwa na huruma juu ya sisi wangetusaidia anga tulipe hazara hii ya viti vilivunjika na vinginevyo.
None has been arrested, but efforts are being made to arrest the perpetrators after the statements have been recorded.
In trying to bridge with its roots, the Agikuyu culture is showcasing some of its artifacts and what the community holds dear in the Ngemi Nandohyo Share Agikuyu Cultural Festival and Exhibition. The fair offers an opportunity for modernity to appreciate history and the journey the community has traveled to present-day Kenya. In this week, My Culture segment tours the exhibition to understand the community's treasures.
The Gemina Dohyo Agikuyu Cultural Festival and Exhibition is an annual celebration of Agikuyu heritage. The exhibition showcasing a superb collection of artifacts that tell stories of tradition, ingenuity and community.
It's something which can be valued, and that's why you can see all over. We have artifacts, we have our dancers, we have artists, we have our traditional foods here, and we have experts who can be able to explain which foods are important to our health.
To a big extent, plays a big role in shaping who we are, our roots. They define us greatly.
Among the many fascinating artifacts on display are essential items that once defined daily life, including woven baskets like the kimondo, the kameni food scooper, the kimodo gya kugeda harvesting basket, and the pestle dairy used for grinding grains. Other relics on the shore include mutadhi, a three-legged stool which symbolizes wisdom and was a seat of honor for elders. The kimondo, baskets, and kameni scooper were essential tools for carrying food and gathering supplies, while the kimodo kiakogeda was used for harvesting. Agikuyu regalia, including hats, shoes, clothes and hides worn during special ceremonies and dances, each piece carefully crafted to convey status and identity, were also on display.
African or ethnic jewelry and artifacts with a goal to restore some of those old items that we used to use. With a touch of modernity kidogo, tunazitengeneza kidogo, ni hizo tu za kitambo, essence hatubadilishi, but tunaunda inakuwa sasa it is something modern, facts or jewelry or statement or deck as a home, whereby if you enter or if you wear that thing, nikikutana na wewe I can be able to know huyu ni kijana, huyu ni mzee wa miaka ngapi, huyu ni mzee wa rika gani, kama ni mama haka ni kasichana, huyu hajaolewa, huyu ameolewa. And I think it's a good thing when jewelry speaks, so that you can be able to know hizo mambo za age zetu, unaona venye.
On the exhibition stand were gourds and calabashes that were vital for storing foods and liquids, and the he suction implement used for gathering honey from beehives. Rudimentary artillery used for defense and hunting also made up an important part of the exhibition. The dancing shield, often decorated with vibrant colors, used during ceremonial dances symbolizing bravery and the warrior spirit of the Agikuyu people, capped the show. Elders who attended the event were concerned about the fading tradition. They emphasized that preserving these artifacts is essential for maintaining cultural identity and pride that should be passed on to the future.
Today we start slowly by slowly. We train our children, we train our people, boys, girls, including old men and women, because all of them have absconded. They have gone away from our old ways.
Feeling really sad to see the culture, the rich diversity we have in our cultures go away, and even looking at our Kikuyu culture as one of the tribes that have lost its culture to a big extent. I really feel sad for the coming generations because they won't have anything symbolic to signify what our forefathers used or how our forefathers used to live and the things that they used to use for them to live sustainably. For a way that we can be able to revive or keep that culture going or preserve it for our future generations.
The Geminadohio Gikuyu Cultural Festival and Exhibition, the elders say, is more than just an event, but to drive the present back the memory lane. For the elders, preserving heritage is not just a duty, but a privilege. Jackie Wambiru, My Culture.
Thank you, Jackie Wambiru, for that beautiful and detailed report. Now, moving on, the rapid spread of fake news online keeps the netizens' world revolving. Ezekiel Mutua was at the center of it all this week after a flyer circulated with information that he has been suspended from Music Copyright Society of Kenya. The savage netizens had an interactive session engaging back and forth with Mutua. Tess Mutai spills the tea.
Netizens and propaganda can never be separated. Well, let's see who was the victim of propaganda this week. In an era where many people have been unalived, fired, or falsely accused in fake news on social media realm, it was only a matter of time before one Ezekiel Mutua fell victim. A flyer which seemed quote-unquote true, according to netizens, indicated that Mutua had been barred from conducting any business on behalf of Music Copyright Society of Kenya.
Wool up, nigga. Wool up, wool up, wool up. Just wool up.
Shortly after, a board seemed to have been appointed to take over. Drama, drama, drama. Ezekiel Mutua, in a post in his defense, wrote, "These are the guys claiming to be MCSK directors. I do not know most of them." But he then proceeded to mention each one of them and what they do.
We listen, we don't judge.
Winston puzzled. "But sir, you have stated here that you don't know them. How comes you are again giving detailed account of each?" But he wasn't about to stop, for he further wrote, "Hawa ni kina nani? Wameimba nyimbo gani?"
Get out of here. Get out of here, man. Shit, I'm saying.
Lucia, with violence, retorted, "Ni sawa, hatujui wimbo wameimba. Na wewe, umeimba wimbo gani kukaa kwa management ya MCSK?"
Twitter streets can be very rough. And if you are weak, stay out of tweet. Just delete your account.
Ezekiel responded, "Lucia, the CEO and staff do not have to be artists. But maybe this Firirinda dance by Mutua may account as his musical banger." Musyoka, without any fear of contradiction, "There is always a time to exit. Don't soil yourself in this dirty fight. Let it go." Let it go, let it go. "O'Brien, you served your time. Go out in peace. Time to do other things now. Ama hakuna."
What's your business, man? What's your business?
Edwin, in support of Mutua, "Ezekiel, chapa kazi, my senior, and avoid those people wasting your valuable time. Bivon refusing to back down. You should be home by now."
Yes! Yes!
"Sadiq, don't leave the office. They might oust you while away." In a subsequent post, Ezekiel shared the post and indicated it as fake to try and tame the wildfires. But the ungovernable netizens cannot be easily calmed. Edwin wrote, "Where there is smoke, there is fire." Shaq, this is a fake account, guys. Don't fall prey. Victor, you remain suspended. Oh my God. Ooh la la. These streets offer no comfort, but what does matter?
Star 570 hash. Option 1 kuna PS5 na ni full package na inakuja na JBL Party Box. Hiyo boom experience pia iko.
Ulikuwa unataka nifanye nini?
Umefikiria aje?
Mimi hata sasa sifikiri.
Sometimes it's good to let the wise do the thinking. I know a doctor friend.
Hapana.
No, please.
Huyu jamaa tunaweza tumfanyia first aid.
What if I'm a suspect already? Oh no. Alex! Alex! You don't just pop into someone's house just like that.
What are you hiding?
Alex!
Why are you so tensed? What are you not telling me?
Mshahara wa dhambi ni mauti. God forbid.
Huyu ni mwizi huyu ni mdingo huyu.
Welcome back to Easy Friday. Let's now take a look at what's making headlines in the business world. I'm standing in for my colleague Wairi Monjenga. Civil servants and other public workers in the management level are set to undergo digital and artificial intelligence training next month. Kenya School of Government Deputy Director Vera Imendes says the training is part of the government's efforts to digitize all its services to enhance public service delivery.
The Kenya National Digital Master Plan 2022-2032 aims to enhance digital literacy for 300,000 public servants. The government now says it plans to start training the first batch of civil servants next month.
We do have an initial class for ICT directors. We're targeting to have the first class of about 50. ICT directors will be trained from December 2nd to December 4th. Kenya School of Government.
Under a partnership with the United Nations Development Programme, UNDP, the government is planning to establish the Africa Centre of Competence for Digital and Artificial Intelligence Skill, which will serve as an incubator for public sector innovation for better service delivery.
We look forward to working with the government of Kenya into strengthening those skills according to the gap that has been identified. The HR director, the Minister of Information earlier said that the initial design of the content or curriculum was informed by needs assessment.
The new centre, which is set to be launched next week, will offer an assortment of training that aims at integrating artificial intelligence into public sector service.
As we can say, everything has a disadvantage and an advantage, but it's good. It helps a lot. Mostly when you are doing most of the research, universities has a lot of research. You need to find out books, and the technology is really helping.
Nadhani ni hatua nzuri sana na ni timely kwa sababu ni muda ambao kwa hakika serikali inahitaji teknolojia na wafanyikazi wa serikali pia wanahitaji teknolojia kwa muda huu ndiposa waweze kusaidika.
The government is planning to accelerate the scraping of taxes on products made from locally sourced raw materials. Principal Secretary Investment Promotion Abubakar Hassan says the government is seeking to expedite the passage of Business Laws Amendment Bill that will, among other incentives, offer tax reliefs to de-risk private investments.
Private sector players attending the Africa Special Economic Zone's annual meeting are advocating for formulation of policies that will establish and expand special economic zones across the continent to boost intra-African trade.
So we are saying if you have taken the raw material to produce what you want comes from Kenya and then you want to sell back to Kenya, then we are going to sell it tax-free, so that you can enhance your market access to Kenya. So enhance market access to Africa, East African region and to Kenya.
According to Investment Promotion PS Abubakar Hassan, the proposed incentives for the special economic zones under the Draft Business Laws Amendment Bill of 2024 will make it affordable for investors to set up shop in Kenya amid competition from other African special economic zones.
So we are encouraging inter-African investment, and it's working very well through the FSFTA investment protocol.
If passed in its current form, goods produced from locally sourced raw materials in SEZs will be tax exempt.
That means the RDF, the import declaration, all those taxes which affect importation and exportation of goods and services.
This is expected to de-risk the market. Further, Kenya is leveraging the orange economy, including film, to attract investors amid growing demand.
So now we are not only targeting industrial investment, but we also are targeting creative economy investment into our special economic zone program. So that is what we are having a discussion with the Kenya Film Board and other players to see how we can provide a competitive environment to people who want to produce. And this is in line with one of our pillars of our bottom-up economic transformation agenda, is creative economy.
Moving on, Kenyans in Meru County turned out in large numbers to participate in the ongoing G-Nice Nari City Legit public campaign, which encourages customers to request ETR receipts when making purchases from vendors. The initiative aims at boosting revenue collection through enhanced compliance among both VAT and non-VAT taxpayers. The one-month lottery campaign has seen participants winning both cash and non-cash prizes, with a grand draw scheduled for the 15th of December. The tour will continue tomorrow with the caravan making stops at Makutano, Nshiru, Kianjai, Muriri, Kangeta, Ntugi, Subugia, Timau and Mau Town.
Email about the campaign na nikasoma download the procedure ilikuwa ya Play Store.
Continue scanning your receipts. If you have not gotten into the competition, you can start now. It's never too late. Start now, you could win that 1 million. You could be the lucky winner.
The Warehousing Receipt System Council says it intends to cover more farm produce in its portfolio to minimize post-harvest losses. The council's Chief Executive Officer, Lucy Comment, says there is need to provide adequate working capital and cheap farm inputs to all small-scale farmers to protect them from losses and increase production.
The Warehouse Receipt System currently covers grains and coffee produce. Under the system, farmers are able to store their produce and receive a receipt that can be used to purchase farm inputs and access credit facilities. The council now says it's considering adding additional farm produce in its portfolio to protect farmers from post-harvest losses.
We are losing between 30 to 40% to post-harvest losses, and more for other perishables like potatoes. It is more than that. And so how can we save this, what we are losing?
As a measure to incorporate additional crops into the system, the council will start training farmers countrywide on proper handling of harvests and the receipts operations.
If we can be able to train the farmers, and that is why we have actually partnered with KNAF, so that we can train the farmers from after harvesting. How do you do the post harvest?
Players in the agriculture value chain are calling for increased digitization of extension services to attract more youth into the agriculture sector.
Extension service workers are really needed in this country, and we are asking ourselves, how can young people, because this creates also another pathway to employment and wealth creation, how can they use ICT and data innovations?
We are trying to move away from offering direct extension service, and what we have done is to work with the young people who have graduated in agriculture background to be trained to work with farmers as agripreneurs.
And finally, wheat farmers in Laikipia County have urged the government to initiate reforms in the sector and help stabilize prices. The farmers who were speaking during a Cereals Growers Association meeting said the practice has become an expensive venture with low profit due to limited markets and fluctuating prices.
Kenya is a net importer of wheat, consuming about 900,000 tons per year, while producing only about 500,000 tons. However, farmers have been plagued by significant barriers, including infiltration of middlemen who set unfair pricing, cheap imports, and the braving harsh weather. Farmers in Laikipia County now want the government to initiate a series of reforms which will see an effective system where competitive prices are set.
Kuna ile agreement tulikuwa nayo na kupitia AFA ambayo ni organization ya serikali haijakuwa honored kwa sababu the agreement ilikuwa imestate kuwa grade 1 ya ngano inastahili kununuliwa na 5300. Kwa sasa hii ile ngano wanakuja kununua wananunua na 36.
They further want the government to actualize the completion of an aggregation center to help sell their produce with ease and enhance production.
Tu kidogo tumepata hata watu wa kununua hawakuji kununua, hata brokers wanasema hawataki ngano, millers wanasema bado wamejaza ngano kwa mills zao.
Mimi ningeomba serikali iache kukubali ngano kuimportiwa, sababu the minute imekuwa imported ngano zetu hakuna mahali zinaenda.
According to a report by the Agriculture and Food Authority of Kenya, wheat is the second most consumed cereal after maize. Frederick Muki for Easy Friday.
And Frederick Mwoki's report brings us to the end of the business news tonight. Don't go too far, as my colleague Bernard Okumu will be back with the sports news.
Je, ungependa kuwa mshindi na Lucky Box? Ni rahisi sana.
Bonyeza *463# uwe mshindi.
Na Tungo vile Talanta wanakutana hapa Mwangaza. Mwangaza Mwangaza.
Maisha huwa milima. Ni milima na mabonde.
Matumizi ya simu yamekuwa na athari kubwa zaidi ambazo ni hasi kuliko faida. Je, ni kweli?
Zimechangia kudanganyifua mtihani hasa katika shule za msingi, upili.
Kila mtu anaweza kuwa mshindi. Bonyeza *463# uwe mshindi.
Kuchagua box ni kuchagua chapa.
Kumbuka, kila unapocheza Lucky Box unasaidia watoto kusoma.
I need to thank your mom as well. Why? She didn't like chaos. Who'd want to do that to Alice?
Unabebaje mama yako ndogo?
This is business.
Ni mama ya watoto wako tunaongelelea hapa.
And she's in this best because of who?
I can't even trust Kaikara's security detail. Did you just call your father by his name? His most trusted guy did this to me. Can we build our own relationship? You know, far from what our fathers have. That would be nice.
It seems like I'm the enemy. Are you? I'm not the bad guy here.
Alice doesn't trust anybody at the moment, but she will come through. Just relax.
It was more than 200 malnutrition cases in Ajao Health Center and its outreach sites that were there during the drought times.
People will be wondering what the plum peanut is all about and what nutritional value does it have, that now it becomes an intervention.
When you have droughts, we also have disease outbreaks.
Make sure to join us this Sunday at 6:30 p.m. on Health and Lifestyle, only on KBC Channel 1.
Good evening and welcome to
Easy Friday Sports with me, Bernardo Kumu. Let's begin with basketball now, where Nairobi City Thunder won their second match of the ongoing Basketball Africa League East Division after defeating Creole Stars of Cape Verde 104-68 baskets at Nyayo National Gymnasium. Now Thunder had beaten MBB of South Africa by 102-59 baskets yesterday, have high hopes of advancing to the semi-finals ahead of their last match against the Bravehearts of Malawi on December 1st. That's on Sunday. In other results of the matches played today, Fox lost 61-70 to Urunami, while Matero Magic was beaten 93-73 by City Oilers of Uganda. Now the BAL East Africa East Division qualifier ends on December 3rd, with two top teams qualifying for the Basketball Africa League, which will consist of 12 teams in 2025. Elsewhere, the Harambee Starlets have drawn 2-2 with Morocco in their first friendly of the international friendly at the Mohammed VI Football Complex in Rabat, Morocco. Now the team, which is made up of blend of experience and youthful players, held their first training yesterday ahead of the match, which was in line with the international window. Striker Mwanalima Adam, who was one of the scorers, and midfielder Corazon Aquino made the cut among others and provided the necessary experience in the team that also has junior starlets, among them defenders Elizabeth Ochaka and Christine Odhiambo. Harambee Starlets last played in the Pink Cup tournament in Turkey, where they at least beat the Philippines in their final group match. They hope to improve on that performance against Morocco, whom they play again in the international friendlies. And still on football, where leaders KCBFC will be out to consolidate their league leadership when they play Bidco United in one of the 9 FKF Premier League matches scheduled this weekend. Elsewhere, Tusk FC has named Ryan Ogam as the club's player for the month of November, following the player's impressive showing that has seen him score a total of 6 goals in 7 matches for the 12-time Kenya Premier League champions.
FC Talanta kuweza kupachika goli.
After drawing in their previous match, KCB will be out to return to winning ways when they face Bidco United at SportPesa Arena in Murang'a. A win for KCB will widen their leadership to 8 points, while Bidco, ranked 14th with 10 points, will be targeting to register their first win in 3 games. In other fixtures scheduled Saturday, Nairobi City Stars will face Bandari, aiming to register their second win on the trot in Machakos. Maximum point haul by Bandari will consolidate their top 3 places in the standings. Bottom side Posta Rangers have a chance to return to winning ways when they face Talanta in Machakos, while second-placed Mara Sugar will face their stand test of the season yet against defending champions Gor Mahia in Homa Bay. On Sunday, FC Leopards will be out to bounce back against Kenya Police at Dandora Stadium, while Kakamega Homeboys will welcome Shabana FC in Mumias. Ulinzi Stars will be searching their 3rd win in 5 matches against high-riding Mathare United. Elsewhere, Rand Wesley Ogam has been named as Tusk FC's Player of the Month of November. Ogam, who joined Tusk FC this season, has scored a total of 6 goals in 7 matches. He beat teammates Shafan Siwa, Captain Charles Momanyi, and George Kadu, who had also been nominated for the award.
I started the season well. Currently, I'm in the best form. Nasikia poa sana nimeweza kushinda hii award. I thank my teammates na coaches.
Congratulations to Ryan for winning the award, because now it is only believing. We gave him an opportunity. He's a young boy, and he's fresh, and he's giving all he has in the game.
Finally, Doris Petra has reiterated her commitment to uplifting football standards in the country if elected as the next FKF president. Petra, who named current FKF president Nick Mwendwa as her running mate, will be seeking to ascend to the country's top football seat against 7 other contestants at the December 7th poll.
So my main intention and agenda is to see that we improve on our structures of grassroots football.
And to rugby now, where the Kenya Sevens rugby team Shujaa returns to action in the HSBC Sevens series tomorrow after being readmitted back to the family, with Captain George Orr optimistic of good returns. Shujaa, who missed out last season following relegation, will shake off their cobwebs in their first baptism of fire against reigning champions and Olympic gold medalist France in the opening series in Dubai Sevens Stadium, all determined to get their first comeback points. They will then face Olympic bronze medalist and serial Dubai winners South Africa in their second Pool A match before wrapping up the day against Australia. Top teams in each pool and the best two third-place teams will advance to the quarterfinals of the main cup on Sunday. Shujaa regained their core status among the world elite when they were promoted from the World Rugby Sevens Challenger Series, with Uruguay, who will face Sevens League winners Argentina, Great Britain and Ireland in Pool B. Olympic silver medalists Fiji, New Zealand, Spain and USA are the other teams to watch out for in Pool C. And now to golf, where approximately 230 golfers are taking part in the finale of this year's NCBA Golf Series at Muthaiga Golf Club here in Nairobi. The golfers booked their ticket in the finale after a series of legs played across the country, as well as in East Africa countries of Uganda, Tanzania and Rwanda. Two top three winners in the overall category, as in the men's and ladies winners will be awarded cash prizes as well as the trophies. Now the series, which teed off in March, has witnessed a total of 3,500 golfers taking part. Among the players expected to strongly vie for the title is the 2022 winner Wamboi Gitonga and Mary Carano. And finally, across the borders now, where Rasmus Højlund knitted the breast as Manchester United beat Bodo Glimt 3-2 to hand their new manager Ruben Amorim his first win in the UEFA Europa League. In other matches, Tottenham Hotspur held to a 2-2 draw by Roma at home as Lyon thrashed Karabag 4-1.
Manchester United! Bodo Glimt in the penalty area, real opportunity here. If they can get the shot away, pulled back, shot comes in.
Well, and on that Europa note is how I wind up today's sports. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Bernardo Kumu, wishing you an easy Friday evening.
To the end of tonight's Easy Friday Bulletin. Thank you for spending your evening with us. A special thanks to our sign language interpreter Brian Muraru for making this broadcast accessible to all. Now DJ Cool Jacks will be back shortly with some disco funk to kickstart your weekend in style. And remember, you can catch up on the stories we've aired and more on our website, and stay connected with us on all our social media platforms. From the entire Easy Friday team, I'm Caren Kibbett. Have a restful night and an amazing weekend. See you next Friday. Good night.
Christmas ni sahi ishafika na ni kubwa kubwa. Kweli? Hii Kristi ni bomba na Blue Santa kupitia star 570 hash option 1. Rudia. Star 570 hash option 1. Iko PlayStation 5 na 55 inch TV na iko 500,000 Kenyan shillings. Nambuzi moja? Nambuzi. 1 million Kenyan shillings na Samsung S24 Ultra.
Kabuzi moja
iko 2 million Kenya shillings na iPhone 16 Pro Max.
Kabuzi mbili.
Blue Santa amekuja na zawadi kibao. Nani kubwa hapa kuna ndogo ndogo. Hapa Christmas ni bomba.
Na Tungo vile talanta wanakutana hapa Mwangaza. Mwangaza Mwangaza.
Maisha huwa milima, ni milima na mabonde.
Matumizi ya simu yamekuwa na athari kubwa zaidi ambazo ni hasi kuliko faida. Je, ni kweli?
Zimechangia kudanganyifua mtihani hasa katika shule za msingi, upili na vyuo vikuu tangu simu hizi ziingie humu nchini.
Zimewezesha na kufanya ulimwengu kote kukua kama kijiji kimoja.
Nazo nyimbo mbalimbali.
Aina za nyimbo ya kwanza ni kama kuna nyimbo za bembelezi.
Kuna nyimbo ya mapenzi ambapo kila mtu anapata nafasi ya kutoa hisia yake kwa mwenzake.